So outside on the back of my house, I've got this rack that I made for my split mini, but I also put this wire mesh here to hold several propane tanks. I'll have two that'll be hooked up to the regulator, and then I can have one more here. I am going to purchase the taller ones. They've got this a 20 gallon or 20 pound. I'm going to get the 30. So I'm going to have two. I'll have 60 gallons. That's not gallon. I think it's pounds. I don't know. Somebody's going to tell me. But I had to purchase this regulator. I bought this on Amazon. I'm not going to give you any links or anything because I don't really know what I'm doing here. But there's a vent right here on the bottom. You can put these things sideways if you want, but you'll need a side venting regulator. This is a bottom venting regulator, so this works for me. I need to make a bracket that's going to hold this pipe up. The regulator is, I believe it's automatic, so when this tank's empty, it's going to automatically switch over to the other one. I don't see that happening, but it could potentially happen. So from here, I've got this propane coming out at a high PSI. It goes through the regulator, which lowers the PSI. It's actually PSIG, pounds per square inch in the gas, I believe. I could be wrong, but PSIG. This regulates it down to, I believe, 2 PSIG. Confusing, right? Trust me, I know. I've been sweating this project for 6 months. It's been scaring the hell out of me. This doesn't make any sense to me. So I come out of this with a 1/2 inch pipe. I go to 5/8 maybe, and then I come down to a 3/4 inch pipe. Doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you're going 1/4 inch, you're going bigger. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But I'm going to a 3/4 inch pipe. Ran this across, ran this. This is an extremely long pipe that runs about 7 feet into my house. One more benefit of having that crawl space that I have is that I'm able to run this pipe in there and I don't have to run it under my trailer. There's literally nothing on the bottom of my trailer. One reason I didn't film any of this project was because it was very confined. Because most of it was done down here in my crawl space. But remember outside, we were just out there, the pipe that came in comes right here. Right here it 90s up, and it comes up and it goes to a T. I've got propane appliances on both sides of the house, so I teed it off and I went with a 1 inch pipe or 3/4 inch pipe down to that side, and then I did the same here. This pipe runs down to here. Now right here I wanted to switch to copper fittings, and the only fitting I could get was to thread onto this size pipe. I don't know what it is. I feel like that's an inch, but it says 3/4, so maybe that's a 1/2 inch pipe. So I did a reducer right here to whatever size this was, to a fitting that'll hold a copper compression ring. And then I went to copper. Did a bend, came down to another T. This one goes up to the dryer, and then this one back here goes to the hot water heater. And then on the opposite side I did the same thing. Came in, reduced to whatever size that was, to copper, did a bend and another bend, and that goes up to the stove. It's my favorite place in the world to hang out. It's like, hey, I want to go hang out in my crawl space. It's so much fun. So those 3 copper pipes, that 3/8 inch pipe, they all come up into where they need to go. Right here I have one for my hot water heater. This is the only one I'm going to show you because it's the only one that's still visible. All the other ones are behind the appliances. But it comes up and all of them have a shutoff valve. It's a flare fitting here, shutoff valve, and then a threaded thing. I believe this fitting right here might be like a check valve or something because there's an arrow pointing gas flow on it. Joint compound, threaded that on. And then this pipe right here, which I believe might be that CSST pipe that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. It's not the exact like kind of it, but this is accessible here. So I don't see why it would be a problem. Otherwise you could use the 3/8 pipe and do flare fittings and stuff and make it good. Now, by code, you need shutoff valves on all of your fittings where they come out and go into an appliance right here for servicing and stuff like that. This hot water heater is going to be replaced soon, so I've given myself extra to work with. I might get a smaller pipe after just to make it a little cleaner, but all that's going to be tucked away and purified. Now, my biggest concern was that I was not going to have enough propane coming to this unit because this was the farthest that the pipe had to run. But I do have enough gas coming to it. When I get my larger heater, I might need to up the size of the pipe. Yeah, these are fly things, whatever. I might need to up the size of the pipe so that I get enough gas flow here because I think this is going to be like 50,000 BTU. But right now, this works, and so that's good. So my dryer, you ready? This is exciting. I can set it right here. Watch the light, though. Watch the power. See how everything went down? It's because I don't have enough amperage coming into my house right now. I only ran a 20 amp cord, so the distance I ran, I lost some amperage, I believe, so I probably only have about 15 amps. So I won't be using this until I'm hooked up to some bigger power. I need to get a larger cord, which is going to cost a lot of money, so I'm not going to do that until later. I'll just keep going to the laundromat. But this thing's all hooked up to make it a little safer. Did you hear that click? So the burner just kicked on. That burner's going to run for, I don't know, maybe 2-3 minutes. It's going to heat the dryer up. When it gets to a certain temperature, it's going to shut off. It's not using gas. After a few minutes, the dryer's going to cool down because there's no more heat in the dryer. So what happens is it keeps shutting off and on, and it's regulating the temperature to keep it at a constant, somewhat constant temperature. So it's not burning propane the entire time that it's on, because 90 minutes of running a propane, I feel like that would be a lot of propane, right? When I first turned this thing on, I was getting a lot of smoke out of it, out of the vent pipe. But I believe it was just burning stuff off, either stuff in the propane line, stuff in, you know, the finishing process of the dryer. So after about maybe 15 minutes, all the smoke went away and it runs perfectly fine. I can't hold that. How does anyone vlog with this camera? It's so heavy. It's like 300 pounds. Probably the greatest upgrade to my life is to have a stove finally. This is fucking amazing. Wow. Boom, baby. Now this was another mathematical nightmare because each burner used like 9 or 12,000 BTU. So you had you had to do math, 9, 18, 27, 36. Plus this used like the oven used a lot or something like that. So I had to make sure that I was getting enough BTUs to supply all these things at the same time, which will never happen, but I wanted to make sure that it does. If you turn all these on, it's good. I posted this on my Instagram and Facebook about the yellow flames. Like every once in a while I have like it boop 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 out like a little yellow flame. Somebody said that I wasn't getting enough air mixture into it and that's why it was causing that. But if you are a gas person, is that too much yellow flame? You can't even see it. You see it every once in a while, it pops up right there. Somebody said I wasn't getting enough air mixture and to adjust something. There's no adjusting. I don't know. I can't adjust it. My stove is right here. Yes, I'm going to have this range vent hooked up, which is going to suck a lot of that heat out. But I do have this godforsaken thing right here. And I'm telling you, when I put my hand here, it gets lukewarm. I could keep my hand right there all day and it wouldn't burn it. But it is a concern of mine to have this sprinkler head right here. Because that could one day. The day this thing pops and explodes water everywhere, I'm going to turn the camera on so I can see it. And you can see it, because it'll be cool. So after I ran all my gas lines, I hooked it up to a propane tank. Now obviously you should probably use air instead of propane, but I was going to find a problem before it became a big problem. So what I did was I just walked around with a water bottle with some soap in it, a spray bottle type thing. I just used an empty cleaning product, put some dish soap and water in there. And I went and I sprayed every single joint that I have. And there's about 40 different joints. Checked them all. And I didn't have any leaks. So I'm very happy about that. One reason why I would recommend when you have a professional do it for you, that you use the plumber's tape and the dope. Because it really makes a good fitting. And the flare fittings are really complicated. I was amazed that I didn't have any that were failures.
What's the point of having a carbon monoxide detector with a dead battery? You're gonna die.
But yes, I've got a carbon monoxide detector. Don't know where I'm gonna put this. I don't want it to be an eyesore. Right there. That'll work, right? Yeah, that'll work. But since I am running propane appliances, I want to have a carbon monoxide detector. It could potentially save my life. One thing with propane is it's heavier than air, so it's gonna sink. My bedroom is down there, so if I do have a leak or anything, I'm going to smell it in my bedroom before I smell it up here. So it's important to pay attention to that. Also, carbon monoxide, that sinks too, I believe. When it's warm, it rises, but then it sinks when it's cold, I think. Could be wrong. But this, you might want to have 2 or 3 of these in your house. When you're using your appliances, you're going to know pretty much right away if you have enough gas supply or not. If the flame is like sputtering, I believe it's called haunting, H-A-U-N-T, haunting, I-N-G. Yeah, haunting, But yeah, the flame's not going to be consistent like it is. It's going to be like Morse code. So, if you see that happening, you don't have enough gas supply. You need a larger pipe to bring the gas to your appliance. Also, anytime you do the gas lines, you need to ground it. I need to get a clamp with a copper wire that goes into it, and I need to connect it into my ground bar that's in the ground. There's not really. My house isn't grounded. It needs to be, though. Your house needs to be grounded. Nail a copper pipe in the ground, connect copper wire to it, it's grounded. But that's it for my propane install. I'm sorry I didn't get to document any of it, but I kind of gave you a little how-to and a little walkthrough, so I hope that was good. I know that ended up being a long video, so I hope it was enjoyable. I know it wasn't funny at all, because, I mean, honestly, this is not a laughing matter. This is serious. This whole project was probably the scariest thing that I've done on this whole house. One of the most proudest things that I've done. I mean, I did a lot of things that make me very proud of what I've done, but that propane was so out of my comfort zone. It wasn't even funny, but I did it, and I think I did it right. I mean, over time, I'll see. Oh, I'm going to get destroyed in the comments on this one. This video is going to be rough to read. Please go easy on me in the comments. I'm sensitive. I am, really, like... You guys all think I'm big and bad. I'm a sensitive little flower. I'm delicate. Why I drink so much? Oh God, I drink because I'm so sensitive.